Hi, I'm Louis Vidron. We're here in Lower East Side with Jhett Tolentino, award-winning producer, Grammy award winner, Tony award winner 3 times? 4 times about? 3 times, right? 3 times. I'm so excited. May we start with the Filipino project that you're going to put on Broadway, and of course your film about yourself. We're so excited about that. Please introduce yourself and tell us about this beautiful project that you're going to be working on.
Hi guys, I'm Jhett Tolentino. My next project is about the short documentary film that I wrote and produced and direct. We went to 9 countries altogether. We're gonna put it in a very short doc, like 25 to 30 minutes. Our editing will start Monday, actually, April 3rd. And hopefully that will be done by end of April, and we should be able to submit them to film festivals. And I can't wait to bring them all to the consulates around the country, and hopefully around the world, even to the United Nations, just to share my story from the slum in the Philippines to Broadway.
And of course, rest assured, Jeanette and I at Get Real will help you out, if you don't mind, help you out throughout the US and try to bring in people when you already have the film on screen. By the way, what's the title of the documentary?
Yeah, the title is Life is What You Make It. So it's basically just a tool to inspire young kids who are growing up like how I grew up, you know, dirt poor. And I just want them to send a message that poverty is not a death sentence. I'm a living example of that. So
wow. So that's your byline, no? Poverty is not a death sentence. So from the title to Poverty Not a Death Sentence, tell us how you started naman becoming a producer here in New York.
Well, I just started as a regular theater audience back in 2004. I remember just going in. I loved the idea of lights out. I get entertained, I laugh, I cry. And after having seen over 1,000 shows, I became jaded, I would say. And that I started noticing the cast, the costumes, the lighting, where's it coming from, and things like that. I did not know that it was the start of something creative. You should know I have an accounting background, so I did not go to school to study film or acting or anything like that. So I have to say that life surprised me, and I'm loving it.
Of course, producing is putting beautiful people together who's gonna make us look good, but of course, as an accountant, it's also important that you'll know how to handle money, right?
It helps. It helps with multi-million-dollar projects like a Broadway production. Being a producer, there's so many hats that you can wear. You know, from finding the cast, from finding the creatives, but also the funding, and basically how to convey a playwright's vision and finding that right director to stage it. So it's very complex. And I'm enjoying it because meeting and working, collaborating with all the artistic minds. This is Broadway. This is not just small stuff. So it's pretty exciting.
That's why we're so proud of you. And meanwhile, you won a new award, Grammy, a few weeks ago actually.
That's
for The Color Purple.
Color Purple. Yeah. So aside from Broadway, we also record cast album. So actually this one is my 3rd cast album that I get involved with, but it was my first time as a Grammy nominee.
And a Grammy winner!
Yeah, it was such a surprise because everybody was expecting that Sarah Bareilles would win for Waitress. And then we were up against Cyndi Lauper for Kinky Boots, Steve Martin for Bright Star, and Fiddler on the Roof. So we didn't know what to expect, so we were happy because our show was already closed when the Grammy happened. But I'm glad we did.
Broadway theater.
Yes.
Which Fiddler on the Roof is also Broadway theater.
Yes.
And going back to Broadway theater, which started Lea Salonga's career here in America, of course, it's Miss Saigon. I know you got, and I myself get inspired about Miss Saigon, and for us mga ordinary mga theater goers, yun na yung Filipino Broadway play. The reason why I'm asking you about Miss Saigon, which is on right now here in America till about January 2018, right? Is that I heard that you're putting on a play on Broadway na all Filipino cast and storyline. Which Broadway play is that again?
This is not new actually. We've staged it twice, 2 productions already off Broadway. But what I'm trying to do is to put it mainstream. because not one single show on Broadway, after over 100 years in history, that there had been a Pinoy story about.
Which story is that?
Yeah,
What's the title?
Of course, Here Lies Love.
Here Lies Love, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
Broadway Barkada.
right,
Yeah.
the Filipino artists have been portraying someone else's story, like in Allegiance, it's a Japanese story, Miss Saigon is Vietnam, The King and I is Thailand, Les Mis is French, Clara Drum Song is China, Evita is Argentina. So we are known to be very artistic people. Kahit maliliit pa, they already sing karaoke. So I think it's time for Filipino artists to tell the story of the Philippines as a Filipino. So wala nang typecasting. It can never be typecast because that's a Filipino show. So, and I'm hoping as soon as we've opened it up on Broadway, we could franchise or license it around the world, and you can imagine how many Pinoy can really tell the story of the Philippines as a Filipino. Right? So that's what I'm trying to accomplish here, is to bring one show that's all about the Philippines.
And as I've noticed, Filipinos actually watch mga Broadway plays that has the Lea Salonga, the
Yes.
Miss Saigon, and so this will be a big hit.
I hope so. There's 4 million Filipinos in the United States, so I hope they support it.
By the way, talking about supporting in Filipinos, on June, you were talking about a parade or an event in Seattle?
Yes, Here Lies Love is now in Seattle. I have 2 nights that I picked to host, nights to campaign for my people. You know, I'm trying to campaign that we could bring it to Broadway. May 6th, we have a special performance of Here Lies Love at the Seattle Repertory Theater. So we have a Q&A after the show. But the big one is June 3rd. We call that Seattle Philippine Soiree. So 2 hours before the show, we have a sari-sari. We will feature all Philippine products in the theater. And then we have a show, and then Q&A, and then after that we have a salo-salo with free Pinoy food and free Pinoy drinks.
Ooh, yummy.
And all of us will be in our barong and terno. So it's the kickoff of the Philippine Independence Day celebration in the United States. So I hope you join us. Tickets are available at philpro.org.
philpro.org. So I'm doing a lot of things here besides doing Get Real, doing interviews. I'm also an actor doing things here, mga off-Broadway stuff, and also film and TV. What is your advice for me and trying to get roles in collaboration and putting shows here in New York? Anong masasabi mo, like little tips for humble little me?
Yeah. Well, we have a ton of aspiring Pinoy actors. The basic thing is that you have to keep taking all these lessons. You know, from on cam to acting to even dance. You know, you do not stop. Because even Audra McDonald, she has 6 Tony Awards. She doesn't stop taking lessons. Yes, they don't. Yeah, because it's like a muscle memory. So you have to vocalize every day.
Right.
There's no such day as I'm tired today. So you have to keep going so that the muscle memory would be there. Opportunity-wise, you have to seek out on, because you have to be an equity, you know, to break through. And there's you gotta do the small productions. You gotta do the local, the regional stuff. Get an agent, a representation.
Get an agent?
Yes, so things like that. And never give up.
And never give up.
You'll never know. I mean, Richard Kind debuted on Broadway in his 60s, so...
Oh, wow. Exactly. Talking about 60s, I'm 21 years old, but I'm not giving up. So I'd like to thank Jhett Tolentino. We're so proud of you. Being here in New York, being here in the city that doesn't sleep. Pero if you make it here, you make it anywhere, right?
Anywhere.
I'm so excited. Jhett Tolentino is still moving on, producing, and he's here with us on Get Real here in the Lower East Side. Maraming salamat. Mabuhay.
Bye.